Ciao a tutti, I benvenuti al Lago Maggiore. We've got 5 lights here in round 3, season 1. Tim's jumped the start, but it's lights out, and away we go. Tim doesn't move anywhere with the full start check. There's pandemonia in the background. I think that's Toussaint and Pierre are getting caught up in that. But it's Costa leading the field in towards turn 1 with DutchY on the inside, down in towards the right-hander of turn 2. But it is Costa from pole position who leads them away by the time you get to the exit of turn 2. DutchY maintaining 3rd position for now. Pierre drops to the back of the grid and Toussaint down to 10th. World Championship leader with damage. Anyone else got damage in the early phase of the race? I think Tim's got damage there. Tim's got rear bumper damage after getting rear-ended for not going anywhere after jumping the start. But he's going to try and make up for that now as he goes wheel to wheel with Costa down the back straight. But the Porsche doesn't have the best straight line speed advantage. And, well, turn 11, a really good hairpin to get the move done. Let's have a look further down the grid. We've got Bonnie trying to get past Gavra Kaboom in the Genesis going up the hill as DutchY takes the lead of the race towards the outside by the newly formed pit lane. Not for this circuit though. DutchY to the inside. Does Costa have enough room onto the curb and onto the grass? Has to concede but into 2nd place, but sends one back down the inside. DutchY though maintains the position. Costa backs out of it in the end. Finn trying to capitalise on the battling as well. Might try and stay behind his teammate for now though. Play the team game as Bon Evil gets ahead of Cameron Kaboom, and Toussaint trying to get past ND who's in the Nissan on the inside going towards the final corner, but it is Toussaint who swoops back round the outside. Here goes Tiger on Finn, here goes Costa on PlayDutchY. Makes a little bit of door banging with the Dutch drivers. They make their way in towards turn 1. Costa on the inside of the Dutchman. Here goes Tim trying to go for a move on the inside of Tiger Assassin, who leaves the room available on the curb, but having taken the wider line will get a good run on the exit of the corner. Costa couldn't quite make the move done on DutchY to make their way back through the first couple of corners. As Tiger will be looking to try and get past Costa as soon as possible to close down on one of his GT Sport rivals. He's got 17 corners at this track to try and make an overtake in 29 laps, but he's going to go for it here on lap 3, down at turn 11, towards the inside. Costa tries to hold it round the outside, but you've really got to be alongside and ahead to make it work around the outside at the banked hairpin. 10th place, Bon Evil runs slightly wide through the final corner. Could this give him an opportunity to go for a move possibly in towards turn 1? The straight line speed advantage the Mercedes proposes does aid it in overtaking as Bon Evil launches one to the inside of Finn. A little bit of contact as he barges his way through on the inside, but gets up into 4th place. What can Finn say in response? Is he at the hairpin trying to defend from the flying Finn in his rear view mirror? He's got a really nice slingshot through the hairpin. Here goes Bon Evil now to the inside of Costa. There looks to be contact, and there was contact. No visible contact, but the hitbox contact, I should say. That's left Costa with a lot of damage, front bumper and rear bumper damage, suspension damage to both left hand side tyres as well, but we are running damage on light, so it will repair itself in about 30 seconds time, but it's going to be vulnerable to Toussaint, Tim and maybe even Finn behind. Bumper damage, meaning you lose straight line speed, and of course the tyres, the suspension damage, handling in the corners. I don't think Costa will be able to defend this one from Toussaint as the Mercedes goes down the inside in towards turn 1, but the damage has been fixed on that Mustang. It gives Toussaint a little bit of a tap on the inside. It's more than a tap, it's more of a punch as he gets his way back up into 4th place. Maybe a little bit of frustration kicking in from the incident with Bon Evil. They didn't touch, but there was certainly, in quotation marks, contact. Toussaint gets his way back down the inside of turn 4 into P4. DutchY starts lap 8 of 29. All these drivers on the medium tyre. Tim's run a little bit wide through the final corner. That allows Finn to go back down the inside, but Tim's not going to give this one up. He's going to tuck back into the slipstream, regain his composure. Here goes Toussaint down the inside of Costa in towards turn 1, and he makes the move stick. Doesn't go wide for the exit of turn 2 and doesn't allow Costa to slip one back down the inside. We ride on board, driver's eye essentially, of the Porsche driver who sits behind the Mercedes for now, but for how much longer? Tim running a little bit wide through turn 4 doesn't cost him too much time as Cameron Kaboom doesn't end up going for the move, but with the cornering speed of the Porsche, he's going to go for it on the inside of turn 5 and gets the move done up in towards 7th place, but Tim's still there on the inside as they go in towards the S's section. Cameron Kaboom gets up into 7th place and maybe Meanwhile, here goes Tim, using the straight line speed advantage of the Mercedes to go wheel to wheel with Finn down the hill in towards turn 11. Later on the brakes, the Mercedes is such a really good car on the braking. Tim moves up into third place and a podium position because Toussaint's up into second place, and Gavra Racing has disconnected on this lap. It was on lap 12 where Tiger's internet had enough, couldn't handle the speed he was travelling at, and unfortunately that will be a DNF. Meanwhile, Costa, I think he's got a puncture here, you know. Look at the front left tyre, the red indicating the amount of wear to the tyre. He's lifting off through the S's, and here comes Toussaint to the inside, and he's going to get ahead of the Mustang, who cannot fight this on the worn tyre. Someone made a mistake last week in Spain. I think it could have been Costa again, who just stayed out for a lap too long. He's conceded the position to Bonnie Evil. He's lost the position to Toussaint. He now drops down into 5th place and will most definitely be into the pits at the end of this lap, probably for the medium compounder tyre to make it to the end of the race. We've got Piero closing on him as well in the background, with the McLaren gaining on the Mustang, who pulls hopelessly into the pits. He's only got 2 corners to go, 29 laps on his GT7 debut in the GT7 Gavra Racing League. One more corner for one last time. He flashes the lights because he knows what he's just done. He weaves across the line and he takes the checkered flag to win here at Lago Maggiore. He's absolutely dominated the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Toussaint quite the way away, but will finish in 2nd place after starting this race towards the back of the field. Got sent further to the back of the grid after the lap 1 collision, with Tim jumping the start and getting caught up in the cars in front of him. But he crosses the line. It's been another quick, consistent drive for him. He finished this race in 2nd place, continuing his 100% podium streak in the season so far. Finn concludes the podium in 3rd.